without any further ado, when we last left our band of intrepid adventurers, just yesterday, coincidentally enough, they had traveled to meet with a ally of Zacharias Rowe. Philosophy, a druid, had a massive tree home in the forests called the Neverwinter Wood. And they were going to recruit Philosophy for some assistance using some eye drops to assist them in finding an ancient pathway that the Thunderbeast tribe of Uthgardt barbarians had used. Unfortunately, upon arriving at the tree, they found that it was otherwise occupied, and there was most definitely something amiss. From the sap demon that attempted to wrench control of Tobias's mind from him and turn him against his companions, to the spores drifting down from the treetops, to the hunters who were slowly but surely being turned into zombies by twisted thorns being driven into their flesh, pumping them full of ichor. The group has taken it upon themselves to investigate what happened to Philosophy and why everything has gone so horribly wrong in this ancient 1,000-year-old oak. Most recently, the party entered the room to the north and found that there was a large amount of crates covered in botanical equipment and alchemical alembics. All manner of strange ingredients had been spread across the floor, including no small amount of what is it called? Notes. Can't believe I forgot the word notes. However, during their attempt to investigate the area and Angie's attempt to open the locked chest, a creature snuck up on them. A dryad had stabbed poor Bethaniel and had hurled him to the ground, her arm now covered in bloody barbs and thorns. She had spoken the twisted words that Velatha had been able to decipher earlier. A broken branch means a broken bone. And with that, we roll initiative.
Whew.
Oh, I forgot to select my character for that.
That's okay. Everybody except for Nat did too. You are not alone. Alright, then 7, 19. See, that's what happens when you forget to do something. I will subject you to my awful singing voice.
Right. Ha. I didn't forget to switch, I just forgot to send.
I'll send you?
Anyway.
Speaking of sending things, Angela, it's your time to send something.
Yes, can I go over Bethaniel?
No, he's currently engaged in melee combat.
I mean, like a leap over something, anything? If not, I could, like...
You can roll an athletics check to try and leap over him into this square.
Or over to Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'll definitely go over the bunny. And Bethaniel is currently prone. It's just difficult to move through an area where a creature is threatening like that without provoking an attack or opportunity. You'll still get there either way. It's whether or not she gets a swing because you have to drop your guard to leap across and catch your feet.
That's still worth it, I guess. So you said athletics.
I did indeed.
Let's try that.
All right, our first nat 1 of the evening. Oh, no, never mind. It's a 60. Damn. All right.
All right then.
Angie catapults herself over her companions, even Tobias, who is currently standing. She clears everything but his ears, which are only slightly grazed by the bottom of one of her legs, and lands deftly between the crates.
Sorry.
Quite all right. Quite all right.
So you have consumed 10 feet of your movement.
That's fine. All right. I shall attack
All right.
with my sharp stick. Sharp
You,
object.
you swing your sharp stick at her, and you find that you definitely feel like it is little more than a sharp stick. It hacks into her arm, and a piece of the thorny bark chips free, but then immediately grows back as you withdraw the blade.
Ah.
You feel as if your weapon is effective, but you were just unable to get past her natural armor.
I see. I see. Okay.
And Tobias.
Okay. Am I still considered melee range of her?
Yes, you are.
I didn't actually land a proper hit, so I can move you.
All right. That's okay. Let's. Will here put me out of range of her?
Yes.
All right. Well, back.
All right. So she will. You're not going to disengage. You're going to let her.
I'm not. No, I'm not disengaging. She can take the swing. I bought the potions for it.
All right. She lashes out with one of her daggers and strikes true, hurling a viney barb past your defenses and into your side. The living thorn begins to burrow into you, dealing 6 points of piercing damage.
What the? Ow! All right. With that, we are going to see how much she likes to freeze.
All right, that is definitely going to hit. So you are using cold
Cold.
damage?
Cold, yes. The colds.
That will strike her, and she will take full damage from it.
Okay, well then
Nice.
we're just gonna go ham then. I'm gonna cast it at second level.
Well, you have to determine what level you cast it at before you throw it.
Okay.
So we'll just say this time we'll just say you cast it at second level.
I did, yeah, because that was my intent.
Yep.
Thank you.
No worries.
All right, there we go.
So she takes 17 points of cold damage. Chile.
I'm just grabbing my plate. I'll be right back. I can still hear everything.
Okay. Oh no! How horrible! 3 crits on Angela.
Yeah, no.
Okay, she is going to take a step back here.
Oh, hold on. I need to see that. Am
You're
I taking
still-
an attack of opportunity?
Nope, she's still in your
No?
threatened range.
Damn it.
I actually can't move her out of your threatened range.
Huh. Oh, good. She can't get away.
Neither can you.
We'll see who comes out on top.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be for me.
Alright, she is going to cast a spell.
Oh no.
And as she does, the bark around all of you begins to stretch and twist, the wood coming to life and growing outwards, filling the entire room with a cascade
come
of
on.
thorns.
Ow.
20-foot diameter, 20 feet high. Okay. So, just an FYI, the thorns, that blue square that is in the center, is actually free enough of the thorns that you will not take damage for standing in it, and can move freely through it. The area around it, however, is extremely dense, blocking line of sight. So Velatha technically cannot see outside of that little square area. Every creature within the area of effect must make a dexterity saving throw on their turn to avoid taking damage. You can move through the wall, albeit slowly and painfully, as the thorns writhe and drag across your body. Every 1 foot you move through the wall, you must spend 4 feet of movement. Furthermore, the first time you enter the wall on a turn or end your turn there, you must make a dex saving throw or you will take damage. So, the people who are currently in the area are Angela, Bethaniel, and Tobias. So go ahead and make dexterity saving throws as the thorns grow out from that center and tear through you. And I think Nat is still AFK, so I will go ahead and make a saving throw for her. Oh, look at that, lucky dice. Alright, so Angie, you will take 33 points of slashing damage.
What?
You are now bloody.
Yikes.
And Bethaniel, you are going to take 16, and so is Tobias. Alright, Catanella is done, and Velatha. At the end of Catanella's turn, she says something in Sylvan. Velatha, I believe it hasn't been an hour, so your Comprehend Languages is still up.
I'm back, sorry.
So you will understand that she says, "The blood must return to the roots. The sacrifices of the boughs must be repaid."
You said that Velatha is unable to see out of the thorns.
Yes. So this blue square in here is visible to you. This area outside, this ring around, is filled with the thorns and is opaque. So you're effectively in a thorny little circle. Just so you know, Tobias made his saving throw successfully and took 16 points of slashing damage from the wall of thorns.
Lovely.
So, assuming they can still hear her, Velatha is going to shout out basically, this thing wants to kill us. So, she's going to do that, and then, well, shucks.
You can still see your companions that are in the wall of thorns around you, and still target them with abilities. You just can't see outside. You can't see through the wall.
Alright, she is going to move here while still inside, and she is going to cast Healing Word on Angela.
Okay.
Let's see, and she is going to do it at 2nd level if that's possible. Let me see.
It is. It does an extra die.
Okay, and then she's going to move right here.
Alright, so Angie gets 10 hit points back.
Hey.
And that takes you out of bloodied status. Just barely,
Barely.
but you're there.
Yeah.
Alright, Bethaniel.
Okay, being prone, I can't cast spells, right?
Yes, you can.
I can?
Yep.
Okay.
The effects of being prone are as follows. A prone creature's only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up, and thereby ends the condition. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature, otherwise the attack roll has disadvantage.
So being prone in 5e is really kind of weird. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if you're fighting a ranged opponent, you almost want to go prone if you're not, like, melee. It's weird.
You are correct, except for the fact that your attacks will have disadvantage. I don't understand why your attacks with a ranged weapon have disadvantage when you're prone, because, you know, that doesn't seem realistic to me. But
Yeah.
you can totally go prone. You can get up, taking half of your movement, shoot, and then go prone again on your turn, effectively negating the prone penalty for shooting and keeping your opponent having disadvantage to hit you from range.
Okay, because my thought.
It's just silly.
Yes.
Okay, so my thought right now is if I try to get up, does that use my action?
No. Getting up from prone costs you half of your movement. So
Okay,
you would lose 15 feet.
Well, not like I would be trying to move in the first place, but would trying to get up cause me more harm because of the thorns?
No, the only thing that is going to cause you harm is if you enter an area of thorns on your turn, or if you end your turn in the thorns. So if you stay where you're at right now, at the end of your turn, you will take 78 points of damage.
So the smart thing to do would be to get up and move a block down, 5 feet down, so I'm within the circling.
Except that you won't
and
be
not
able
in-
to,
Yeah.
because it costs you 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot. So in order to move from the square that you're in to inside the circle would cost you 20 feet.
Okay, so
And if you stand up, you'll only have 15, right? Because you have a movement speed of 30.
right.
Can
So-
she crawl there?
My thought is,
That you can.
yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but yes, John Boy's suggestion was correct. You can crawl there. You will still end up prone because it will cost you more movement to move at a crawl, but you will make it out of the square so that you don't take the 78 at the end of your turn.
Okay, so I can crawl to the space down below. Then I could use Prayer of Healing, because I'm not the only one injured. And
That's a
then,
10-minute cast.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's something
I
you
gotta
want to cast
find.
after combat.
Okay. Okay. So let's see.
Cure Wounds is the one that you're primarily going to want to
Yeah.
cast during combat.
Okay. Cure Wounds. Healing Word is bonus action.
Healing Word is a bonus action, but it cures for 1d4 instead of 1d8.
Yeah.
Also, bear in mind that
Um,
Cure Wounds is touch and Healing Word is ranged.
Yep.
Well, I certainly need to heal myself, which is I'm in very, very, very bad condition.
You are
So
correct.
I'm thinking Healing Word plus bonus action with a potion of healing,
You can do that.
because I am really, really bad. So
I would actually suggest, since you can drink a potion as a bonus action, that you cast Cure Wounds as your action, and then drink a potion.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay, you said Healing Word, which is the one that heals less.
Oh, Cure Wounds? Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
So you'll crawl to here. So go ahead and move your
Okay.
character there,
Yep.
and then
Crawling.
cast your Cure Wounds,
Cure Wounds.
and then you're drinking a normal healing potion.
Oh, I could make this level 2 Cure Wounds.
You can, and that
Yeah,
will make it
I'm-
heal an extra D8.
Yeah, I kind of need that much.
I agree. All right, so you heal for 12, and then you're drinking a normal healing potion.
Yep, that's what I got in my inventory. I removed one now.
Then roll 2d4 plus 2. Oh, delicious soda, nectar of the gods.
Not bad.
All right, you're back at 24. You are no longer bloodied. But you don't have enough movement left to
Okay.
stand up because you have spent 20 getting here.
Doesn't matter much. I'm not going to take any damage from the thorns. I'll get up for the next turn.
Sounds like a plan. Speaking of not wanting to take damage from the thorns, Angela.
Yeah. I definitely need a I have the superior healing potion. Is that overkill?
Don't wait for it to be overkill before you use it.
All right, let's use the superior healing potion.
All right.
So I shall.
Roll them bones.
Okay. And that one was. How many dice? Because
I love you guys.
couldn't-
I really do. It's one of the things that you really, really need to write down because you're going to be using it a lot.
I know.
So-
Checking.
I'm just going to go over the list. Healing potion, 2d4 plus 2.
That one I remember. Yes.
Greater healing, 4d4 plus 4. Superior healing, 8d4 plus 8.
Got it. Yes.
Supreme
Just
healing,
found it.
10d4 plus 20. So superior healing is going to heal a minimum of 16, which would bring you to 41. So most likely you're going to roll that 8d4 and you're going to cap yourself off. A greater healing potion is going to heal you for a minimum of 8, which would bring you to 33, and then you have another 12 possible.
Yeah. Well, I only have this one and the tiny ones, so.
Yep. Make your
I'm
call.
just going with this one. Yeah.
All right. Superior healing it is. All right. You heal for 31, which will most definitely cap you off at your 48.
Good. And I need to get out of the bloody thorns.
You have 2 options for that. You can move to here, and you will no longer be able to see her. But she won't be able to see you either, unless she can see through thorns. Or you can move to here, which will put you still in melee combat with her.
Will there be an attack of opportunity if Angela moves into the center of the thorns?
Yes, unless she uses an action to disengage.
If we go
Well,
into the
not-
center of the thorns, we can't
Yeah.
get out of there.
Now, without taking 78,
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Guess I'll see what I can do.
all right.
Well, I shall attack.
Okay.
A crazy lady, we're not the ones hurting your tree.
All right. She brings up her arm to deflect your blow, and you cleave through, spraying sap across her body.
Okay.
Roll damage.
Oh god.
All right. She takes 5 points of slashing damage.
Better than nothing, but not far
Tobias.
off.
Well, Tobias is first going to cough and sputter a bit. I assure you, I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. And then I'm going to chug one of my potions of healing. Because he is definitely not perfectly fine.
That's fair.
Alright, so I have 2 ideas. I can either try to get rid of these thorns with fire, or I can try to get rid of her with fire. My question is, if I set the thorns on fire, am I going to burn everybody else up?
Go ahead and roll Arcane. You will be able to determine that these tough, pliable, tangled brush masses will probably not be able to be destroyed by firebolts before they will disappear at the end of the spell effect. This was the spell Wall of Thorns that she cast.
Got it. Alright, so we're just going to take a pot shot at her. A nice fiery one. Am I in the well, I mean,
You are definitely
gonna-
in the thorns right now. So if you end your turn there, you will take 78 points of slashing damage, save for half.
well, then let's just go over here. And then shoot at her.
You can't see her from there because you can't see through the wall.
Okay, I will stay here, shoot, and then move then.
You still can't see her from there. These squares of wall, you can't see through.
Okay. Do I hear, like, an approximate location? Like, is there any way I can take a shot, like, with a disadvantage because I can't see her? Or...
Let me take a look here. Yeah, I'll allow you to go ahead and make a shot at her with disadvantage. Because unlike the other wall spells, it doesn't say that this is solid. It's going to be hard for you to shoot through because it's a tough, writhing mass of thorns. But yeah, it does say you can move through it, so I guess there's a chance you could shoot through it.
Well, he is going to take that chance. But we're only going to use a firebolt to do it.
That will miss.
Of course it will. Well, alright. With that done, I'm going to scoot myself back over here. Just hope the spell drops soon.
Okay. Catanella is going to snarl and is going to say to Angie that she is going to be fodder for the forest. Villatha will have to translate. And she will crit. She slides one of the thorns past your shield and jabs it into your shoulder,
Ow.
twisting it cruelly before she pulls back. Villatha.
All right, so moving through the thorns is going to cause her to take. Excuse me. You said 78 damage no matter what.
You will take 78, but you get a saving throw for half.
See, yeah.
It still doesn't sound attractive, does it?
Well, no, because if I fail that roll, which is completely possible, she'll die. She has a good chance of dying. So.
Oh, I mean, you have a good chance of going down. Yes. And then in the next round, you'll take 78 for being in the wall and fail a death save, and then you'll roll a death save, and you may die.
Yeah. So, let's see, Bethaniel, how much HP do you have right now?
I'm still missing some, quite a bit. I'm still gasping a bit while on the ground on top of these
Wounded
thorns.
but not bloodied.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
All right. Well, seeing as Lotta is not hurt, she is going to cast Healing Word on him at first level.
Oh, did I need to add your hit points there, Nat?
Oh, I already did.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to roll my fucking healing, so I just did it while everybody else was busy.
That helps.
Okay, and she is gonna stay where she is.
All right, Bethaniel.
Okay, I'm gonna need to stand up. So that takes half of my movement.
Yep.
Can I try to reason with the Dryad?
You can try.
Oh boy.
What language do you want to do it in, and what do you want to say?
They're talking Sylvan, so I can't talk that. Jeez.
Roll nature. See if you know what languages a dryad might understand. Typically, dryads as forest fae speak Common, Elvish, and Sylvan. Some of them, such as Duskthorn dryads, also speak Umbral, and Bright Eye dryads or Brightleaf dryads speak Primordial.
What kind of Dryad was this?
She definitely looked like a Duskthorn dryad, considering that her body was covered in dark thorns and vines.
So she could understand Primordial?
No, she would understand Umbral.
Oh, darn.
It's Brightleaf dryads that would understand Primordial. She will, however, understand Common and Elvish.
Yeah. I could approach. I could start to negotiate in Elvish and state that we're not here to hurt the tree or her forest. We're here seeking help.
All right. She will speak back that whether you are here to hurt the forest or not doesn't matter. You will feed it all the same. All life must flow through the ground, and that is where yours will end.
She's not well.
She sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, she sounds pretty mad. You need healing.
All right.
Or in the words of the girl from Hook, you need a mommy very, very badly.
Oh, God.
So,
I'm not prone anymore.
nope, you're not prone anymore.
Yeah, I'm not prone anymore. Yay!
Anything else you want to do before your turn ends?
Let's see. Now, if I were to try to cast a spell, I wouldn't be able to get it to touch Angela, now would I? Because
Not
of the
without,
thorn wall?
not
Yeah.
without walking into the thorn wall.
Hmm.
Don't worry about it.
Um.
I did hit that thing a little bit, but
You did take
you need
damage.
you would need to see this thing for
Yeah.
Toll the Dead.
Yeah, I would need to see it for Toll the Dead.
Yep.
Oh boy. Um. Hmm.
Can
How
she
long
do
does
it?
this wall of thorns last?
Oh, Tobias would be able to answer that, having made his arcane check. It lasts. It's a concentration spell that lasts up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Oh, God.
But every time you smack her, she has a chance to drop her concentration.
Okay, Velatha, did you need to get out of the thorns?
I mean, she would need to get out in order to, like, do anything other than heal people who are inside, but it's not, like, super imperative that she gets out or anything, I guess. She'd like to, obviously, but...
So much of my spellcasting requires me to be able to see my targets.
Yep.
Jeez.
Most spells
Okay.
require you to see your targets.
Yeah. Can I attack the thorn wall?
You can, but it will not be able to be destroyed by your weapons.
So my mace won't have much of an impact now, will it?
It'll have plenty of impact, just the magical thorns will regenerate right behind its passage. So do you want to pass on your turn?
Yeah, I think I'm stuck trying to think over how to negotiate with this mad dryad.
Yep.
Pass. Yeah, Bethaniel's
Alright.
still stuck in his mind here.
Alright. Angela.
Missing some hit points. Before things get bad, since I only have the weak healing potions, I'll just use a regular one.
Okay.
Again. Oh, let me take away the superior. That's gone. I'm going to go through them really, really quickly. Alright, so that's 2d4 plus 2.
Alright.
That's something, and I shall attack.
Alright. You'll chip off a piece of her bark, but she doesn't even seem to bleed from the wound. And I'm guessing you're not walking into the wall of thorns and taking a bunch of damage.
No.
Alright.
Not after the last hit from that thing.
Tobias.
We just need to damage her.
Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna repeat my trick.
Alright.
But I am going to actually attempt it with my. Do I roll with disadvantage using the Ray of Enfeeblement scroll, or do I just try to light her up again? What do you guys think?
I think the Dryad needs to stop their concentration so that the storms can come down.
Yeah, I don't know about spending a scroll on a long shot because you're
Yeah.
not in a truly desperate situation.
Okay. Let's try to firebolt her. I just want to get her to drop the concentration more than anything else. Firebolt.
Unfortunately, that will miss.
Damn. Alright.
Alright, Catanella is going to go ahead and she is going to cast a spell to attempt to bewitch Angie.
Oh no. Grumble,
Going to
grumble.
cast Charm Person. So go ahead and make a Wisdom saving throw, Angela.
Grumble, grumble. Oh god.
Oh, good lord.
You are now charmed. Angela, you now believe that the Dryad is your friendly acquaintance. And she tells you that your companions are attacking her for no reason, and she doesn't want to fight them, but you have to protect her. And with that, she will drop concentration on the Wall of Thorns,
That's one good thing that came out of that.
so that you can go help her. You just gotta stop them.
Right.
Oh,
Alright. So, question. Is the Dryad wounded?
She is wounded. She is not bloodied.
Hmm. Okay.
So that is going
We're
to...
now... Yeah, I imagine we're now free to move about the cabin.
Well, I mean, once it gets to your turn, yeah. We're still in initiative. So that will be the end of her turn. So Velatha, now you are capable of moving around freely without being shredded.
Yay. All right. Would I be able to? So on Angie's next turn, she has to roll a save against the mind control, right?
I would imagine so.
Or the charm, rather.
Nope. It is charmed until the spell ends, or until the Dryad or the Dryad's companions do something harmful to her. So Angie will be charmed for the next hour unless that effect is removed.
And it's not concentration.
Marvelous.
How much does it take to knock her out of it?
It depends on whether you're dispelling the effect or just trying to KO her.
So it's either dispel or KO.
Oh god.
Let's see. It's Velatha's turn. I'm still contemplating what to end up doing.
Grumble, grumble.
Yeah, I know that probably doesn't make it much better, but... So what are you gonna do?
Well, if I wanted to get to the Dryad over here, I would have to climb over those boxes and stuff, right?
Yeah, but they're not actually difficult terrain or anything like that.
Could you use sleep on Angela?
Could try to use sleep, yeah.
Angela does have a lot of hit points, though.
Yeah, I'd have to get lucky with it. What do you guys think?
It's either attack the Dryad or try to get, like, make sure Angela doesn't hurt us or herself or whatever.
Okay. Just curious, during a short rest, we don't recover spell slots, right?
Negative, unless you have a special effect, and the only one who does is Tobias.
I think your best bet is damaging her so that she has take the chance of forcing her to drop concentration.
No, it doesn't matter.
She's no longer concentrating on a spell.
The charmed is not concentration. Fuck. Okay.
Yup. It's just
Uh,
charmed for an hour.
well,
Marvelous.
I still think the better chance is attacking her because mana big concentration, but seems like the only prudent way we have of getting Angie out of the spell is to kill her.
Oh, and the good news is, contrary to what some people believe, Angie actually is not required to attack you as part of being charmed. So she is charmed and views Catanella as a friend, but is not required to actually attack anybody. She is just going to, most likely, try and stop what she believes to be all of her friends, because she still views you all in the same light, from killing each other.
Yep, so she'll likely just get in the way with her shield and just plead, no, stop this!
Yeah, so it's not like Dominate Person, where she would, send Angie at you guys and Angie would start trying to kill Bethaniel. Charm Person is a lot less of the complete mind control.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay. So, unless Angela sees us trying to attack the Dryad, then there's no actual reason for Angela to be trying to attack us.
Oh, no,
Not even then, she
yeah.
wouldn't.
Even if Angela sees you trying to attack the Dryad, what she's going to see is one group of her friends attacking another one of her friends, and she's going to be interposing herself trying to realistically stop you. Now, whether or not John Boy believes that Angela would actually attack one of you to try and get you to stop, like trying to knock one of you out in order to prevent you from fighting, is up to him. But it's, you play your character realistically.
Right. Well, I think in the meantime, let's see.
Sleep on the
Tobias,
Dryad?
how are you doing on health?
Tobias is just above. He isn't bloodied anymore. Like he patched himself back together, but he's looking like it's the patch job is held together by spit and paper.
Okay. Valata's gonna go over here and she's gonna use a healing potion on Tobias.
Alright. Give me that 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, can't do it from your inventory. Okay.
Alright, so you gain another 6 back.
Tobias is rubbing his little bunny paws together, getting ready for his next attack, when he feels the potion like go down his throat, and he's just like pulls back and sputters a little bit, and then looks at Valata and gives her a very emphatic thumbs up. Much obliged, madam. Thank you kindly.
Oh.
Valata would just nod her head and let's see here. Yeah, that is going to be her turn because there is something else I wanted to do, but I want to use Wand of Web, but I would capture Bethaniel too, so I don't want to do that.
Alright. Speaking of Bethaniel.
I still want to try to negotiate with the Strad, but now that the thorn's not in the way, can I roll to have a good look at the Dryad from where I'm at to see if there's anything like physically odd that's occurring to her?
You can definitely tell that she has some of the same, like, black mold in the grooves of her bark that you've seen in other places, like in the heartwood of the tree when you were coming up the stairs, that Tobias pointed out. So you are definitely believing that your thoughts that she is somehow sick are in the right direction.
Okay, could it be a poison, you think?
You would have to cast Detect Poison to find that out.
Okay.
For sure. Or I'll have her allow you to inspect her, which you probably think is unlikely at this point. all things
Well,
considered.
if
Um,
I could try to use lesser restoration, which would clear an affliction of blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So if it's a poison, that may work. I don't know.
or spitball on this one. I bet if Angie asked her to let you inspect her, she would let you do it.
Hmm.
If you could convince Angie to like maybe get Angie, hey, could you get your friend to let us try to help her?
Well, I'd love that. Just stop hitting her.
Would you like to use lesser restoration? It,
Why
it
would
requires
why
you
won't
to touch.
everybody just sit down and talk?
I am trying to do that. I just need to touch our dryad friend so I can cure her of poison. She
Catanella
looks ill.
Catanella will tell Angie that it's a trick, and what Bethaniel actually wants to do is drain the life out of her and kill her tree.
Oh
I don't know that spell yet.
no, don't get any closer to her.
No. Oh, jeez. Okay. So I can't use lesser restoration from this position.
I love
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I am seriously trying to bring reason to the mad mind that's happening here. Ah! Radiance mending.
So,
Guidance.
just so you guys know, by the spell's own description, nothing is going to change its mind unless that dryad attempts to harm Angela.
Yep.
So, anything you try to do to change her mind, it's not going to work.
Yep. Unfortunately, she's not sitting behind a little fold-out table with a sign that says "Change my mind."
Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. I have false life. And let's what else? Because there's also I don't think I can use feign death. No, that's a level 3. I don't have that yet. Dang, because if I could feign death, it'd like make the dryad think, fine, have my blood. um. Uh. Let's see. So I can't touch the dryad, darn it. Word of Radiance.
You could approach her and try to touch her with lesser restoration anyway, but you would have to make an attack roll to try and touch her.
Okay.
That might actually be your best bet.
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. So I'm going. Oh, I'm wondering which position to go. Like to the top or next to Angela, charmed Angela. So I can go right next to her and go. You need to trust me, just as you trust our friend here. Have I not?
I know nothing anymore. Everybody just calm down.
Okay, so lesser. I'm gonna use lesser restoration. Uh,
Well, it's your turn.
on
There's
the
nothing Angie
dryad.
can do to stop that.
All right.
It's not gonna heal the dryad, but it would cure if anything.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20 plus your spell attack bonus.
What are you doing?
All right.
You're doing something weird.
You reach out and touch Catanella. Go ahead and spend your spell. The spell has been cast. And the dryad shrieks and screams and starts convulsing as the mold in several places on her body sizzles and starts turning into black smoke.
Oof.
Angela,
You hurt her.
It looks like Catanella was right. Bethaniel was just trying to kill her.
It does look like it. You've hurt her. Why are you doing that?
All right.
Sometimes healing hurts.
All right,
Tobias will
Angela.
pipe up. And why aren't you trying to hurt her? Do you not see what she's doing?
Catanella will make a sad face at Angela, wailing with tears in her eyes. See, your friends just want to murder me and the whole forest.
It's gotta be a misunderstanding. They're good people. And Angie will just try to push Bethany away.
All right.
Just everybody calm down and talk.
Go ahead and make a melee attack.
Just a push.
You
So,
swing. You
what
swing
to
just
do?
like you're swinging with your sword, and all you do is if you hit, you say, "I am going to not hit normally with my sword, but instead use a push."
Yeah. So let's do that.
Shove with a shield.
Yeah, it's a shove. Oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh. Wow, she really didn't like the. She was very convinced by the screaming, crying dryad. God damn.
Oh, what a crap show.
Alright, shoving a creature. Do you want to knock Bethaniel prone or push Bethaniel away?
Just away in a straight line.
Alright, make strength athletics. And then Bethaniel, you oppose with either strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics. Alright. Bethaniel is pushed 5 feet away. Because Angela is shoving you through all of those boxes, go ahead and make another acrobatics check to not trip over the boxes and fall.
What a mess.
I think we're doing the right thing.
Alright. So you stumbled backwards, tripping over a few of the boxes, and after smashing a couple of vials that you knock off of the top of them, you are able to keep your feet. Angela, do you want to advance at all, or do you want to stay right there?
Maybe in a protective gesture, I'll just stand in the way.
Alright. And Tobias.
Well, I've rather had it with this lady, so we're gonna light her ass up.
And the arms are stretched in this gesture like taming velociraptors. You know the one? Everybody just calm down.
I'll certainly do no such thing.
Alright. That first one's a hit.
And she's just
And
desperately
then-
trying to block with her shield, but of course she's too slow.
And then 2 misses, as one of them hits the wall behind her, and one of them reflects off of Angie's interposed shield.
And there we go.
Go ahead and roll the damage for that first shot.
I did.
Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Artichoke. So, the Dryad is going to cry to Angie, Why? Why are you letting them kill me? Why are you letting them kill us all? And then
Because they're good people, it's a misunderstanding, I'm sure.
she steps back into the wall and melds through it, becoming one
Wow.
with the wood once again.
What a mess.
You mean what a very rude hostess.
What was that all about? Why are you trying to hurt her?
Because you decided to make friends with the enemy.
She's not the enemy, she hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah,
Tobias
other than
just
stabbing me right through the chest.
What was that, Nat?
Tobias just kind of sputters and flails a little bit, and then he finally just says, You're daft. I'll deal with you later.
And Angie is like, it was probably just an accident, she may have slipped.
I think your brain has slipped, madam.
That's just rude. And she'll pout in his general direction.
The rabbit man does not respond.
We're gonna be trying to summon the dryad back from out of the wall. Like, come back down, let's have tea and talk things over.
All right. So you are left inside of the room, which is now a even bigger mess of tattered papers, destroyed alchemical components.
Look, now that everybody's calmed down, maybe we can find something here to help her.
I'll do no such thing.
It's the tree, it's the woods. They're poisoned with these spores.
See, exactly. Maybe we can find some way to undo that.
I told you, I was trying to heal her.
It didn't look like that. You've hurt her so badly. She was in pain.
You hear Tobias mutter under his breath, "Not enough pain for my liking."
Hello, hello.
Hey!
Hold on, what was
Yes.
I had a hiccup. I tried to move my character right now. I'm not sure if because nothing was responding.
You're right next to Bethaniel.
Okay, all right, cool. And then I heard just a mix of talking right now. Where's the dryad? I kind of missed things.
that? Okay.
The dryad moved back into the wall.
Yep. She formed back into the wood of the wall.
Oh, okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, Palaka's there.
Tobias is going to kind of stomp over to Angela, touch her with his little. Oh shit! I can't do that. I thought I had dispel magic, but I do not. I have detect.
Yep. Dispel magic is third.
Well, I'll definitely be taking that. Never mind.
I can't believe you guys. But now that everybody's acting sane, maybe let's search this place and try to find something useful. I do believe I just opened that chest. So it was a 20 on unlocking it.
Yep, that's true. You did open that chest right before the dryad opened Bethaniel's.
Oh god.
Ah, nice.
Inside.
Tobias,
Go
you're
ahead.
inside.
Inside of the chest, you find an assortment of seed packets. Dozens and dozens of different kinds of seeds, all separated in small wooden containers.
Huh. Let's look around some more. Maybe we can find some notes here.
So Tobias was a farmer. Do these seeds look like anything he would recognize?
Go ahead and roll nature with advantage. All right.
Hmm.
Yes, many of these seeds you recognize. Lots of different windborne species, which would be different kinds of flowers, several different sets of fungal spores. A lot of this seems to have been chosen for how pleasing it is to look at, rather than for any kind of farm yield. However, there is a large group of the spores that have been removed.
Tobias will hold that box up to the party and explain, or will tell them, I think these might be the spores that we saw on that horrid woman.
Oh.
A quick look around at the notes that are scattered on the floor, and you find that all of the notes have been taken in Sylvan.
Oh, brilliant.
But we have a Sylvan speaker.
You have an everything speaker.
Indeed.
So, Valatha, do you want to try and read through these and kind of translate them out for people?
Sure, she'll definitely do that.
After about a good 5 minutes of going through all of the scattered and torn and tattered notes in the room, you are able to find that a large number of these notes are a specific research of fungicide. It was supposed to cure what you believe is some kind of blight, apparently that Philosophy was researching. She seemed to have cut many corners, most likely in desperation, as the notes kind of line out. But she does mention that all of the necessary reagents have been gathered and distilled and are ready to work their magic, except for one. The missing ingredient, although most of the rest of them are scattered across the floor and smashed beakers and vials, is a mycelial thread of a certain wind-borne species. And she says, quote, "I can only hope my fungicultural efforts at the crown germinate in time."
Angie will get super excited. Yes, this is it. This is what can help the Dryad. Could it be the spores outside?
Valata looks mortified. So we have to touch them?
Well, let's find an empty glass container and try to catch some.
Thankfully, Mr. Bun Bun, also known as the Wizard, knows that in order to actually gather any amount of use to make these reagents work, you would need not the spores that are drifting, which are more like seeds, but you would need the actual mushrooms that are providing the spores. So you would need to climb to the crown of the tree to retrieve them.
Does Tobias tell everybody that?
Yes, he does.
Valata just kind of scratches her head. Well, that's not a good idea. But Angela, don't you have that shield that does something for you?
The shield? You mean the new weightless magical shield?
What I'm most afraid of is if we were to fall.
Well, yes. Apparently, it's supposed to slow down a fall quite significantly. I'm just not sure if I want to test that. But what's your plan?
Well, if we have to get at the source, then we'll have to pick those spores or whatever's causing those spores, which is likely going to be something at the top. I mean,
Well, if it can help the Dryad, why don't we get going?
Valata, would she be able to do a survival roll to to determine what the fungi looks like that it's being described, or is there any diagram or anything in the notes that shows what it looks like or it provides a description?
There are so many different diagrams in the notes that you are not sure, but you could definitely roll a nature check to try and figure out which is which.
All right. Well, here goes nothing.
Well, so before exiting the hut,
Well, hold
Angie
on
will.
1 second. Let me finish this stuff with Falafel first.
Sure.
So you are able to go through the notes and determine that there is a gray cap mushroom with dark blue gills underneath it are the ones that you are looking for. They should not be difficult to spot growing in the crown of the tree.
All right. She shares that information with Angela, with the pretty obvious advice of don't like disturb it too much. Don't shake it or anything, because yeah, you don't want to get those spores.
Well, we should all come together. This place might still be dangerous. However, and she'll turn to the group, give them a very stern look, with her arms crossed, and giving them a comical pout. I can't believe you guys. Promise me you'll behave. And then she'll peek outside to check where the spores are falling.
I think I should give you some resistance or guidance to help you collect those gaps from on top.
No, you're coming with me. I can't trust you all by yourselves here. You are very unreasonable.
Oh, good lord.
Come on,
Well-
we know exactly what we need. We can do this.
Velatha is going to sing a small verse towards Angela and give her some bardic inspiration.
All right.
So what that does basically is, once within the next 10 minutes, you can roll the die and add the number rolled to an ability check, an attack roll, or a saving throw. So this is to help you climb the tree.
And what's your die size right now?
It's only a d6.
All right, D6.
Okay.
Nuclear d6.
So to get to the top of the tree, is the staircase in the middle? Does that still go higher?
Nope. You're gonna have
No.
to free climb.
Oh, brilliant.
Are you sure you don't want some guidance?
Okay, in that case, you guys just stay down here then. I don't want anybody getting hurt.
Guidance! I just need to touch you!
Well, okay, fine. Just promise me you'll behave while I'm out there.
Velatha is going
Jeez, it's like
to
a bunch
try-
of children.
No, we'll sit
Hold on.
safe. And
Hold on, Nala. What was that, Velatha?
Well, no, if he's gonna go, I'll cancel. But I was gonna try and do a persuasion check to kind of just shoo her out.
Go. Go. And you have a response from Tobias there in the chat as well. John, what?
I saw it. I saw it.
I'm with you, Toby. I'm with you.
Alright, so how do I go about climbing?
Alright, so you are going to head over here. You are going to
Okay.
roll your athletics with your additional D4. Do you
Mhm.
have a climbing kit?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Before attempting to scale the tree, Angie will turn back to look at the group. She's like pointing with two fingers at her eyes, pointing at them. You behave. Okay, so I roll athletics.
Yep.
Okay, that's athletics. And we roll, what, another 1d6?
Yes, a D6. Or a D4 for guidance.
D4? Okay.
And you have the option to use the D6, but I don't think you're going to need it.
No, probably not.
Good
Unless
news is you can
there's-
keep it for later.
there's a D4. Wow. Alright.
This is meant to happen.
Alright.
Pretty decent rolls there.
So, Angie, you climb up to the crown of the tree. And you find that indeed, scattered all across the crown are little groups of these white-capped mushrooms with little blue gills. And you are able to gather a quite large group of them before heading back down.
Alright. Awesome. Should be very giddy at this point.
Alright. So, Velatha, as you are going through the notes, you are going to find that the actual crafting of the remedy is going to require a blueprint that the druid says she keeps in her room, and a created mixture, which she has used to distill several sets of magical eye drops that she was keeping in the in her entertainment room for a group of adventurers that was coming from Waterdeep.
I believe we've met them.
Okay, Vallata's going to relay that to the party, saying that the room that they were in previously is probably the entertainment room, and that the Druid's own quarters is likely a room they haven't been to yet.
I think I saw a room over on the east side. That could be the room where we need to go to.
Yeah, the path is collapsed, so we'll have to go around. Where are the spores falling now?
So, speaking of the spores, as you are heading down, the wind picks back up, and the spores begin to drift to the north.
Oh no.
So go ahead and make that Constitution saving throw.
Oh god. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
All right. As the poisonous spores dig into your body, your vision grays at the edges, but not to be outdone, your body rejects the alien invaders, and your vision slowly clears.
Oh, nasty stuff.
I told you our dryad friend is likely just sick.
That's exactly what I'm telling you too. We need to help her.
All right. The spores change direction and begin blowing to the west after you head in and meet with the party.
Oh, wonderful. That's still blocking our path.
Vallata nods. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is wait.
This set of platforms is not fallen completely to the ground. They are caught in a bunch of branches, and it's about 30 feet down. You could climb down to it and climb across.
How secure is it?
It's sitting on a bunch of branches. So,
Shield of weightlessness.
questionable?
All right. Well, I have my parashield. So I'll attempt this. If it's safe, then you guys follow me. Okay, and she'll walk across this thing, hop down, walks across it, and now, well, she'll attempt to climb back up.
Okay.
I guess.
Go ahead and roll a athletics.
Athletics. All right. Whee! Oh.
All right. You
Dang it.
are climbing up the other side when a set of the vines that you are using gives way and drops you about 5 feet, at which point you lose your grip and are tossed off of the side of the trellis. You
Oh God.
fall backwards, wheeling your arms, and then slowly drift down to the platform beneath you and land gently.
I'm just imagining Angela like flailing her arms as she's just slowly descending and going, ah, 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 ah. And she does that for like 5 minutes as she's like slowly descending.
You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, like
Well,
the, like the
I guess
Austin
that shield
Powers
works.
movie where they're slowly driving the
Yeah.
God, what was that thing? It wasn't a bulldozer. It was a Yeah, but you guys know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
slowly driving it towards the guy, and he's like, ah!
Ah!
And they're like,
Ah!
get out of the way!
It
Get out of the way!
was,
Ah! Stop! No! Just move! Just go! Steamroller. That's what it is.
yes, steamroller.
Yeah. Well, I guess the shield works. I like it.
Are we gonna be able to brew what's necessary over in the room we need to get to, or do we need to come back over here?
No, you have all of the reagents that have already been distilled with you. Now you just need to go and get the items from the druid's chambers, which tells you basically what order to put them together in. And then the last ingredient that has already been made is the eye drops that you came for.
So, okay, I'm gonna climb down and go join Angela, because it's definitely not safe to stay in that northern room
No
where the
way.
tree melded in with the wall.
Nothing bad ever happens there.
Okay, let's climb the vines again.
Fake news. All right, Bethaniel, go ahead and make an athletics check. Tobias, with his little bunny feet, is going to hop down and then comes over and springs back up to the other side.
He was a gymnast in a former life, apparently.
Boing!
Okay, was that to climb back up or to climb down?
That was the climb back up. Going down is easy.
Okay.
Okay, so I can move at least to here.
Going down,
Asshole.
you reach pretty definitely. Gravity
Yeah,
helps.
so my athletic check looks really bad there.
So, as Bethaniel is climbing up, he loses his grip and falls about 20 feet down and slams into the little platform there, causing it to lift up on one side and cant down towards the ground, threatening to turn into a slide.
Oh no.
Okay. Rope?
Well, Angie needs to climb out of there. I still need to roll again, right?
You already made it up.
Okay, made it up. Okay.
No,
Rope it
please.
is then. Rope it is. I have a rope. I have a lovely rope.
Yeah.
There you go.
7 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
And then go ahead and roll athletics to climb up the rope.
Just tie it around your waist. It'll keep you safe. It'll keep you from falling.
You don't make it up very far, but you are able to hold on to it, which causes the platform beneath you to stabilize ever so slowly.
Hold me up! Hold me up!
Yeah, I should be able to do that too.
All right. Angie,
The
roll
rope is
athletics.
tied. Athletics. All right.
Strength?
All right. It takes a little bit of hoisting, but you do pull Bethaniel up over the ledge.
Okay,
Oh, jeez.
Valentha, it's safe! Yeah.
All right, that's the dreaded 4. So, Velatha, as you are watching Bethaniel get pulled up, you see the wind shift, and the spores start coming down to the north of the tree.
Oh no.
Yeah, move! Move!
So,
Yeah, she's
you can hustle to get out of the way, but you'll have to jump down.
Can she go north inside the house?
You can.
All right. Can she use an acrobatics check to try to avoid that? The stuff.
You'll make a dexterity saving throw to see whether or not you're quick enough to get out of the area before the spores get on you.
I meant to cross this area right here. The bad.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to say there's some low enough hanging vines that you could jump up and grab. Give yourself a little George of the Jungle. Well, hopefully more Tarzan, less George of the Jungle.
Right?
That tree.
I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah. Java.
I just want to see
Alright.
Brendan Fraser in a loincloth
I
from
mean-
late 90s.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
Okay.
he does make the loincloth look good.
Alright. I can't cast Bardic Inspiration on myself, right?
I believe that is a target other than yourself, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, other than myself. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, well, we're just gonna have to gun it here.
Well, actually, Tobias has not used his once per session. If you would like to, he can shout you some little bunny words of encouragement, and you can have mine.
Sure, if you don't mind giving it away.
Alright.
Nah.
Well,
Go ahead.
just make your roll first, and then if you need it, then it'll be there.
Valata is going to show off some of her acrobatic skill as she tries to scale everything and get across the other side. What that consists of could be
Acrobatics.
anyone's guess. Oh, no.
Alright. You leap out and grab a hold of the vine. Swings down, and you do make it across. Unfortunately, it is less Tarzan and more George of the Jungle, because it swings you down about 10 feet lower than you want to be. Which means you hook under the other side of the platform and swing upwards to smack into the bottom of it. Which, funny enough, causes Bethaniel, Tobias, and Angela all to hop slightly as the bottom of the platform goes thwap.
Tobias kind of tilts his head at Valata and says,
I say, is that customary where you're from?
The good news is, you are caught in a whole bunch of vines on the underside, which allows you to extricate yourself rather well.
Valata, after a couple minutes of getting herself out of the vines, just kind of climbs up and she's just like, okay, I made it. And she does like a little gymnast pose, like after they land, like make a landing or something.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
Bravo.
Meanwhile, she's got like vines and leaves and bark and all kinds of stuff in her hair and her outfit.
I love it.
that needs to be a drawing.
Oh, this whole Treehouse of Horrors has so many drawings to be done.
Oh, that was weird. My
Alright,
headset
since
turned
we're
off
all-
for a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, weird.
Well, and before the spores shift again, let's just see if we can
Yeah.
dive in this first door here. So let's see if we can open it carefully.
Dun, dun, dun. Are you searching it, or are you going to trust Bethaniel's natural awareness?
Have me go in first. This time, please. You gotta trust me.
Alright, you behave. Jeez. Can't believe you people.
Have is the god of mischief, so I will behave.
I go in.
Tobias actually looks to Angela and says,
Are you sure you're not mispronouncing a beehive?
Give me just 1 second.
I like that you're still charmed in playing this out.
Well, yeah, well, technically, as long as we're not fighting the Dryad, nothing's changed at all. Just Angie's convinced, we're all friends here, she means no harm, she's done nothing wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna.
We just need to get along and work this out.
Alright, Bethaniel needs to enter this room. Will
Alright.
the door lock?
Bethaniel bravely grasps the handle and quickly determines that the door is locked.
Oh, brilliant.
Can you pick the lock, please?
I shall most definitely try. Alright. Was it what, dexterity?
Yep.
Alright. Ooh, look at that.
Needing only a few moments, Angela quickly picks the lock on the door, and Nathaniel is able to open it.
Didn't even break one lockpick.
The pungent scent of mold and spores wafts from the half-blackened room's interior. Massive patches of fungus have grown all across the inside of the room.
Yikes.
A magical fire gives off light but no heat in the fireplace at the back of it, and near a set of half-rotten, mold-eaten beds, on a bedside table, there are a large stack of books and papers. It seems like the mold has definitely reached them, but you hope that not all of them have been ruined.
Well, you're
No
the book expert.
Volata
Yeah.
motioned for Tobias to get inside quickly because you never know about this wind.
He does so.
Where did everybody go?
Inside. Good job.
Oh, I didn't scroll over. My bad.
All right.
There we go.
Bethaniel is going to go over and start going through the books and notes.
Yes.
All right.
The book's here on the south side of the room.
Nope, up here by the bed.
What's that little pile on the table?
Knickknacks and bric-a-brac.
Ah, okay.
So, you do find a large amount of interesting objects. Unfortunately, most of them seem to be personal journals, and most of them also seem to have been most destroyed by the fungus. However, you do find a protected set of blueprints and a half-rotten journal. As you lift it up, though, it is as if you have disturbed the spores in the room more than enough, and there are several large puffs of gas that come from the blackened portions of the wood. Everyone who is inside the room, which is everyone, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
All right. Bethaniel and Angela, you are able to cough the spores out of your throat without issue. Tobias and Velatha, as you are coughing and hacking, you feel something thick start to block your ability to breathe, growing in your throat, and it proves to be impossible for you to cough out. You, on this round, begin suffocating.
Oh god, no. Ah! No. Not good. Not good.
Okay, Bethaniel needs to go over these notes and quickly find that recipe or whatever we needed to finish
Yeah,
off
well,
the ingredients.
I guess someone might need first aid soon.
Okay.
What do I do? What do I do to help?
Well, do you have medicine?
No,
Volata,
just...
she's choking, will grasp hold of Angela's chain, whatever cloth she can grab a hold of, and just kind of like unable to make a noise.
Okay, I've got a good medicine for check here. Should I roll that?
You can try. Who are you inspecting, Velatha or Tobias?
I think I need to inspect Velatha first, just in case it's a language we don't understand yet. Velatha should be able to read whatever.
That's cold.
All right. You grab a hold of Velatha, and you are able to determine that something has grown in her throat to block off her airway. And looking into it, you can actually see strands of mushroom tendrils reaching out of the back of her throat and across her tongue as it tries to continue to spread.
Ew.
Velatha and Tobias, what is your Constitution modifier?
That would be 1.
Okay,
Walthas is 0.
all right.
I am proficient in medicine and nature. Have I ever seen or heard of anything like this? Like that would give me some inkling as to what to do about it right now.
Go ahead and roll nature. So the only thing that you have seen like this was actually at home in the Feywild. Once pixies and some sprites have finished playing with their playthings, most often mortals who have accidentally stumbled into the Feywild. If the mortals are wishing to leave or return home, often they will gift them a drink or some food, which will quickly spread this same kind of growth through their bodies, eventually consuming them completely and transforming them into a small person-shaped tree. This makes it so that they are always there for the pixies to come play with.
And do I know what exactly you do about it?
The best way to deal with it is when the stuff starts to grow, if you can reach it, to try and get it out of your body in any way possible. Which, from the tickling in the back of your mouth as it's trying to spread, possibly grasping it and trying to pull it out by its roots, extracting it from your throat.
May I take a swipe and do that at Velatha first, since I can... Well, he would try to help her first for himself anyway.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Angie will see the attempt anyway, and
Hold on.
it's pretty clear what needs to be done.
So as Bethaniel is inspecting Velatha, already having held her and is looking over her, trying to figure out what to do and what is going on, Tobias reaches past Bethaniel and reaches into Velatha's mouth and grabs the growth by the roots. And in a swift and excruciatingly painful motion, which floods Velatha's mouth with the taste of copper, pulls the growth free, allowing Velatha to gasp a breath of air. Unfortunately, for Tobias, with a Constitution modifier of 1, you are able to hold your breath when choking for a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier. So at the end of the round, he will drop to 0 hit points and collapse.
Oh no.
He will begin dying and cannot regain hit points or be stabilized until he is able to breathe again.
Velatha is going to gasp for air and fall to her knees, coughing out dust and whatever this muck is, and spittle and crap. And she's gonna be looking at Tobias with large, worried eyes, and quickly turn to Angela and be like, "Take it out! Pull it out of his mouth!"
Yeah, well, Angie saw the procedure. She knows exactly what to do. So she'll kneel by Tobias and open his mouth and reach there, because he's unconscious now. So it's no time to worry about causing pain. So like grab the thing and brutally just yank it out as quickly as possible.
All right.
Before it spreads. So strength.
Yep. And you were. What was that you were saying, Nola? Were you gonna cast guidance or something?
You think you need it?
Because if he rolls a 1, we're gonna need that inspiration and the guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
The bardic inspiration. Yeah.
All right then. Rolling.
All right.
I guess that should be sufficient, hopefully.
Go ahead and roll that d4.
Guidance
Okay.
D4.
1d4. Whee! Ah.
That's a little more. What about inspiration?
Yeah, let's
That-
do that as well.
That's what. No, you're good there. You don't have to spend the
Huh.
inspiration.
All right.
So it's a little more difficult to get into Tobias's mouth because he's a lot smaller than you. So it's harder to get a grasp on the roots, even as they spread into the inside of the bunny's cheeks. But once you do get a hold of them, you are able to hold his mouth open, and you pull with all your might and extract the roots from a choking and gurgling bunny rabbit.
Oof.
And after the large chunk of spore roots come out, he gasps a deep breath and will stabilize.
All right, we need to heal him up.
Tobias kind of comes to and coughs weakly. Pixies. They horrid little things.
I cock an eyebrow, like really confused. Pixies? Now look around the room. I don't see pixies.
You never do.
Valeta's gonna choke out. That's probably a good thing.
So given a few moments of rest, you will return to your previous hit point total of 22.
Excellent.
Do I gain any hit points back from rest?
No,
No?
you're not actually taking a rest. Not a rest. He's regaining the hit points to where he was before he was choked out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, now that you have averted the disaster, you are able to peruse through the journal, and it details the steps for the mixture along with the blueprint, and has a final entry that sounds highly despair-filled, finishing with, "I can only pray that I can finish the fungicide in time and save Catanella from the terrible fate and insanity that is afflicting her."
Uh-huh.
This was
Hey.
all my fault. I should have thought better.
Can we
did-
make the mix?
You will need the eye drops from the other room. And there is, coincidentally, one more room that you haven't entered.
All right, we're almost there. We can do this.
The spores are blowing to the south.
Damn it, that's exactly where we need to go.
You just
Hmm.
wait a few moments for the wind to change.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna wait. A short rest or what? Or
That would be an hour.
yeah. It's not enough for a short rest, or
I wouldn't want to stay in here for particularly long because of those spores.
okay. We'll
Still
wait until the
uncomfortable
wind
being here.
changes.
All right, the wind shifts to the north.
Okay, perfect. This is exactly what I needed.
Mad dash or go go go.
All right, stuck at the door.
This door is locked as well.
Brilliant, but now we know the drill. Whee!
You fiddle with the lock for a few moments and are unfortunately unable to open it.
Damn it.
You get
You
one
can't
more
just-
check before the wind shifts.
Oof. It should.
Guidance.
All
Touch.
right.
Also, you rolled a dexterity save instead of your total.
I see. I noticed. I noticed. So hold on. So which one should I click then? Getting lost on the tiny screen.
The larger list, isn't it?
Yeah, all the way at the left.
All the way on the left. All right. We shall do that.
No, that's not the right button. That's dexterity. You want your tool proficiency.
Ah.
So it's underneath your skills. Underneath
I see.
passive wisdom.
Okay.
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's do this.
All right.
Thieves' tools.
Roll
Okay.
a d4 for your guidance.
Yep. Guidance.
Whee.
Unfortunately,
So-
not quite enough.
Keep trying. And the guidance still.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The wind shifts to the west.
Wind is still in our favor.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Did you get that lock yet?
Apparently not yet. All right. Another one.
More guidance?
Yep.
It's can't.
Roll your d4.
All right.
Roll that d4.
D4.
Ah.
All right. 14 plus 2 is 16. So you will be able to pop the lock.
Finally. All right. Let's open the door and peek inside.
I'm stepping in.
All right.
Ooh, a rug.
You pop open the door, and immediately you are blasted by the rotting stench of fetid meat.
Oh, that can't be good.
It smells of death.
And that's the last room here.
Okay, I'm gonna have a quick look. Anything that's dangerous?
Bethenio,
All right.
your passive perception is high enough that you can actually tell just on entering that the scent is actually coming from underneath the bearskin rug.
Did someone
over
prep
and,
it properly?
Yeah, I go over and just pull that bearskin off.
Okay. You shuffle one of the tables over and you pull the bearskin rug up, and you have found Philosophy.
Oh God.
It seems that her fungicide was not able to be crafted in time, obviously, and someone has used an assortment of thorns and branches to flay the druid's flesh, and then crafted hempen strands and stitched her body to the bottom of the rug. From the marks that are on the floor beneath the rug, it seems that despite the flaying, Philosophy was alive when she was left here.
Oof. It's terrible. Who could have done that?
I would take a wager that it was our dryad friend who did this.
There's no way she couldn't have.
She's not well.
She needs to be put down.
No, that's just wrong.
Well, then you don't have to participate, but I will be.
As the
Yes.
Group of you are arguing over the flayed corpse of the druid, the window to the northeast of the room explodes inward, throwing bits of glass and wood everywhere as an enormous horned owl blasts through the wall and screeches.
Oh wow.
Okay. Potion time.
Initiative time.
Walter really wants to go first.
Apparently.
Is that that counts as a normal animal, right?
It's a giant animal.
It is an animal.
It's a giant animal.
I
It
do
is
kind
a-
of have.
It is a beast, is the creature type. Animal is
Right.
the creature type.
Right. Well, I do kind of sort of have animal handling.
I thought you wanted to trade out animal handling.
Well, yes, that's very true. Okay, I guess we don't have animal
Do you
handling.
want to trade out animal handling?
What does animal handling let you do again?
Handle animals.
Does the animal
You-
have to be willing, or
You're basically doing the Chris Pratt thing from Jurassic World
So if
and
we
try
go
to calm them.
if I go to skills here real quick.
And I'm kind of torn because as handy as it would be right now, it's not actually fitting of my character. It was
Yeah,
the
I wouldn't do
background,
it.
I have a 3 on animal handling.
Where is
Sure.
There we go. Alright. Animal handling. When there is any question whether you can calm down a domesticated animal, keep him out from getting spooked, or intuit an animal's intentions, the DM might call for a wisdom animal handling check. You can also make wisdom animal handling check to control your mount when you attempt a risky maneuver.
Okay. I guess it's not domesticated, so it doesn't apply here, I guess.
It very much could. But if you
Oh.
don't have it, you don't have it. So you won't have very good odds of making it.
I have a 3 on animal handling. What about you guys?
Well, that's a valid shot then.
yeah, I got the same thing. I can also speak with animals if that spell is still in effect.
How long does it last for?
It says 10 minutes, so I don't know how long it's been since the creepy bird incident.
I think it's been a while since Creepy Bird.
I'll tell you what. Roll me a d6, and on a 3 or better, it is still in effect. Okay.
Dang.
It just ended right before you came in.
Ah, damn it.
Unfortunate. That was a decent
Unfortunate
chance,
indeed.
though. So, let's go ahead and start out the round with Valafa.
Okay, she is gonna cast Speak with Animals again,
Okay.
and she's gonna attempt to calm the animal down, I guess, through animal handling and speaking to it. I'm guessing the owl looks very angry at this point, right?
Yes. It looks aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna do her best to try and calm it down using words of calmness, I guess. words of soothing.
Bard.
Soothing, yeah.
Okay. All right. So as you are trying to soothe the animal, it seems nigh inconsolable. But that is not because it is crazed or hell-bent on killing you. In fact, it seems grief-stricken. And now that you can understand it, the screeches coming from the creature and the movements of its wings and bobbing of its head are actually less indicative of aggression and more of protection. And it screams to you to get away from its beloved master's body.
Ooh.
Valata is going to nod her head and just tell it, we will. And she's going to say to the others, it wants us to get away from the body, so we should probably do that now.
And leave her like this?
Is Valata able to make another check this round or no?
What kind of check?
Persuasion.
What do you want to do?
She wants to try and persuade the owl that they are there to help, and that they're not there to harm her or take her away or anything. They want to help.
Yeah, I'll allow that in this round.
Okay.
Roll them bones.
Wow.
Alright. The grief-stricken animal seems to believe at first that you are more hunters come to loot her master's home. But when you say that you are there to help, the animal seems to be near weeping and asks if you can help, if you can heal. And will move over to its master. We will end the combat initiative. And it will perch next to her and ask if you can heal the druid.
Let's examine her.
Yeah, I need. How can I tell how long she's been dead?
She has likely been dead for roll medicine.
At the very least, we should respectfully detach her from the frickin' rug.
She has
Valata
been
would shake her
dead-
head quickly.
Go ahead.
Oh no! Like I don't know if that was actually something Angela said, but Valata would quickly shake her head, like, no, not a good idea.
Can't leave a body like this.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay, question: Is she really dead?
What's that?
You
Stay
cut
there.
out robotically when you were telling us how long she's been dead.
Oh, that's weird. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, with that roll, you are not going to be able to determine anything more than at least a couple weeks.
It's no good.
Well, I can't bring her back. This is not good. I can offer the owl to give the druid a proper funeral.
Yeah, well, we should ask Velafa to tell the owl that it's too late. There's not much we can do other than at least we can try and undo the defiling that has been done to the body and put her to rest.
Okay. Velatha, you want to try and do that?
Valata sees how grief-stricken this owl is, and she's never had to deliver news like this before. She would try to place a hand on the owl if it allows her, in a kind of consoling manner, and she would kind of tearfully explain what happened.
All right. Go ahead and roll persuade. Wow, nice. Despite never having delivered this news before, a amount of sincerity and sadness seems to assist you in expressing your grief to the creature. Initially, the giant owl refuses to believe that Philocene is dead, having apparently convinced itself that she is just grievously wounded and that the dryad put her here to sleep because of a disagreement. But after a few moments of explaining, and probably no small amount of tears, Whisper, as it introduces itself, will accept that her master has passed, and accept that it would be better to have her be buried rather than to leave her like this.
Valata will nod her head and translate for everybody else and tell them basically what it wants to give her proper burial. She would ask it its name, and possibly if it's a girl or boy.
Whisper is Philosophy's animal companion, and is a awakened giant owl, and is a male.
Velata would. She already told everybody, but she would start. I guess as they're doing their thing, she would introduce everyone to the owl and tell them who they are and stuff like that.
And she will bow politely.
The owl will, in exchange, regale you with a disturbing tale that you are able to make more sense of than it can. He tells you about the disagreement between the pair, which seems to have started because Philosophy, after finishing the grand staircase, noticed that there was something wrong with Catanella. Whisper thought that they were just arguing, as the couple, as they were married, had similar spats before, but Catanella seemed inconsolable and spent more time talking to the trees than she did to her wife. Unfortunately, Philosophy discovered the rot too late, and Whisper believed that her mistress was trying to craft some kind of gift in order to help her forgive her for whatever trespass had been done, because Whisper doesn't really understand the way that humans deal with social emotions. In fact, it's easy for you to tell now that Philosophy was trying to come up with a cure to fight the blight, and she was not able to succeed in time. However, on Philosophy's body, wrapped in a small wisp of paper, is a package for Zacharias's companions, which contains a single vial of the eye drops. And it contains the note, "I was unable to craft more than just 2 vials. I will make more, but I must focus on my wife first. I hope you understand. You have 1 shot at this."
Oh gosh.
Upon learning that information, Velata is going to tell Whisper about the one shot they have and that they might not be able to save the Dryad.
Whisper will respond only that he doesn't understand why Philosophy's mate would wish to hurt her like this, but will trust that as you were Philosophy's friends, and you are the first creature here that hasn't tried to eat Whisper, that you will make whatever the right decision is for your people.
I should give the body a funeral rite of some kind.
Yeah, I have ceremony. Ta-da.
That takes an hour to cast.
It's not like we're in any rush to save her now.
In the meantime, does anyone want to try to go and cure that Dryad?
So that is
That-
the question.
we need to do that too.
So you have all of the components to cure the Dryad. However, you have 1 vial of the eye drops, and that is going to be consumed by using it to cure the Dryad.
And we needed that for the other quest.
So if you choose to cure the Dryad, you will not be able to find the Thunder Beast tribe and their mount.
I think we need to put the Dryad down. And Tobias would say as much, that he cannot imagine.
But we
can-
can't.
Well,
Tobias will
hold on,
say
let me finish.
Tobias will say as much, that condemning a mate to live with the knowledge that they had murdered their own beloved was a cruelty that not even this adventuring party had witnessed yet.
But she's been made to do that. She's
And
not
there
evil.
is no cure.
Velata is going to look to Angela, and then she's going to look to Bethaniel, and then say, "We'll do the ceremony, and we'll all attend."
So your options are to use the vial in order to create the cure and cure the dryad of the blight, or to keep the vial and continue your quest, determining whether you want to kill the dryad or just leave.
Well, how much of this blight can we get rid of?
According to Philosophy's notes, applying the resulting mixture to the blighted area of the tree, the core of the oak, will cure the entirety of the rot, which
Well,
will
Angie,
also heal the dryad, because the dryad is, as you've probably guessed, linked to this tree specifically.
Well, Angie, since she's still charmed in her current state, she'll insist that, well, we help the dryad.
And Velata is going to insist that they all stay for the hour-long ceremony.
Emphasis on hour long.
And yeah, and by that time, yeah, I'm sure you'll feel better once we completed this funeral.
Perfect.
Well, we did promise the owl too that we will do whatever we can to respectfully put Philosophy to rest.
Ceremony?
Ceremony.
Ceremony.
All right.
Velata would ask the owl if there's any music that Philosophy here happened to know, if he knows the name of a song or anything like that, if he would like her to play it if she knows it.
He will pick through a few of the small bits and baubles on one of the desks and manage to, after quite a bit of large claw fumbling, pull out a small metal cube, which he then opens, and it begins to play music. You know this song. It's actually a very popular song in Neverwinter, and slightly less so in Forge Home and Waterdeep, because it is Sparrows of the Wood. The actual song and its lyrics refer to a bard who was traveling through the Neverwinter Wood and fell in love with a nymph who took the form of a large bird.
Velata will start playing that song, I guess, as the ceremony, get started and all that, and just play it for the owl's sake, for Whisper.
All right. Let me go ahead and remove the charmed effect. So, Angela, you are no longer
Yay.
charmed.
Oh. Wow. I was feeling weird for some reason.
Yeah, you actually do know the reason. When charm person wears off,
okay.
you know that you were charmed.
Okay. I'm so terribly sorry. But it might be an unpopular opinion, and I promise I'm not charmed right now. That may have actually been for the best. She's not evil, she's in a horrible predicament.
I told you, she's sick.
That she is. Now I'm really torn as to what we should do now. So I'd hate to leave a suffering being like this. Wait, hold on. What are the chances that she might have a similar set of skills as the unfortunate druid here had, and actually help us craft more of those eye drops?
Tobias will point out, we might want to consider that the blight could, spread beyond the tree.
There's, oh gosh, there's that too.
I was gonna ask, would it be okay if towards the end of the ceremony, Valata ritual casted speak, communicate with animals, so she could continue speaking to the owl?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because that's a good question to ask.
All right. What was that question again? I'm not sure if I heard the whole thing.
Well, what are the chances that that a dryad actually shares a similar knowledge and skill set that the druid had, and might help us actually craft more of those drops if we save her from this? Did she partake in any of the work? Because if she did, there's a good chance she might be able to do that.
Valata will ask Whisper if he ever saw the Dryad helping Felicity in her research, or with her making things or anything like that. She tried to phrase it in a way because she knows that it probably can't understand like super complex questions like that. So
Unfortunately, Whisper is not going to be able to actually understand really what research is, and can really only tell you that they, up until a short time ago, they spent lots of time together.
Maybe in which room? That's the big question. If it was in the research room up north,
In any room.
any room. So I guess that there's a good chance.
Tobias kind of pipes up. But, well, if she can't, we'll still have cured and possibly saved an entire wood from annihilation by blight.
That is very true.
And he pats Valata, and I'm sure our resident musician here could spin that into a grand tale.
Valata nodded her head.
Okay.
Indeed, and we are here to make a name of ourselves. And curing the Forest of Blight will certainly be the most altruist action we can take.
That's true. Choosing but we're actually doing something helpful here if we do that, and choosing, helping the dryad, helping a intelligent being like ourselves, and just going after something for our own fame. I choose helping.
Tobias nods.
It's the right thing to do.
Valata would tell Whisper basically, we're going to try and cure the druid, or the dryad. Sorry, we're going to try and cure the dryad. However, if we're unable to do so, would you help us in putting her down?
Whisper will tell you that he promised Philosophy that he would never hurt the Dryad or her tree.
Valata would nod her head and then ask the Whisper if he would take offense to them putting her down if necessary.
He trusts you to make the right decision.
All right, Valata will tell everybody else what he said, and basically that they're going to be on their own when treating the dryad.
All right.
All right.
We have to go for the grinder again.
So, You're going to consume the eye drops and make the balm.
Yeah.
I suppose that's a consensus.
Yeah, I agree to that.
I do.
All right. So the group gathers together the items, makes the mixture, which comes out as a silvery gray paste. And I am guessing that you are going to head to the heartwood of the tree to apply it.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
All right.
We decided we're doing it, we're doing it, and we're doing it right.
As you apply the salve to the heartwood of the tree, it soaks into the bark, and you can see the black fungus dissolve away, the mushrooms being consumed in little flashes of light as they burst into a small radiant pop. This continues for a few minutes, and you can feel the somewhat oppressive aura of the area begin to lift. And after it has spread to the furthest branches of the tree, and the spores have ceased falling from the sky above, and the leaves are glistening silver, Catanella appears once again. The dryad merges out of the heartwood of the tree, no longer covered in black fungus and thorns, but now instead her bark a more pale brown, and the leaves upon her body a pleasant green. And she regards your group without malice in her eyes. She says, "Adventurers, I must thank you. You've freed me from a terrible fate."
I'm sorry I hacked into you.
I
Had no choice.
Tobias pipes up. I most certainly do not apologize for trying to blast you into fiery oblivion.
Your anger is understandable.
Are they at the base of the tree?
No, you're standing at the top of the stairs.
Oh, okay.
I was not myself. The blight had overcome me, and though I know all that I did, I can only feel regret. I can do little to undo what has been done.
So sorry about your partner.
Valata will step closer, a look of concern on her face, and she will ask, "What will become of Whisper?"
Whisper will always have a place here, if she wishes it.
I thought it was male.
Continuity.
Sure, whatever.
Not that it mattered.
It's like those frogs, man. They can just swap.
Gender fluid out.
Whisper can always stay here, but I fear our relationship will become tenuous at best. If you wish it, I am sure that she may be convinced to join you on your journeys. she did, or he did enjoy traveling alongside Philosophy when she still ranged far from the tree. Before she settled down, she used to come here often.
Valata will smile at this offer and say, "Only if he wishes to. I don't. I don't want us to come off as, demanding or anything. If he does agree, I will be glad to play the tune from the music box anytime she wishes."
I know that it is likely not to come here and deal with this, that you traveled to this place. But I am thankful that you saw mercy in your hearts. Is there aught that I can do for you to assist with what Felicity had promised?
Tobias will immediately speak up. Well, if you've any knowledge of how to create the eye drops that saved your life, the very ones she was researching, you see, that would help us immensely.
Unfortunately, I don't have any knowledge of alchemy, besides assisting Felicity with helping many of her creations grow. I was not part of that work of hers. I'm sorry.
There's that. It's alright.
Perfectly all right.
Well, might we, of course, with your permission, do you think your late partner would have wished us to perhaps propagate her research? Should we be able to view it?
Yes. Her. She had a visitor every so often, a man from a nearby town, a wizard, I believe. He may be of some assistance. If you could deliver her writings to him, perhaps he can continue her research or even retrieve somewhat of what was lost.
Would Whisper be familiar with this wizard?
Yes, they traveled often to the city to the northeast, known as Forge Home. Uh,
Oh, northeast, you
yes,
say?
Northeast.
Wouldn't that be the that part of the forest that's a little bit too dangerous to go into?
yes, that would be beyond Forge Home.
Okay, so Forge Home is still safe.
Yes, yes, Forge Home is past the Star Metal Hills. The dwarves that live in the Star Metal Hills are not particularly welcoming, but neither are they violent. Um, they wish to keep themselves separate from the rest of the civilizations of the North. But it is a safe place to travel.
Well, it would certainly be that little bit safer if Whisper were to escort us there and show
At the
that
very least.
yeah
At,
we come in
at the
peace, of
very least,
course.
guide us. That's what we need. That's
Uh,
about it, I suppose.
Catanella will uh, place her hands together and grow the bark into one solid piece, and then blow into the instrument that she has created, creating a large whistling sound. And Whisper will fly down from the tree above and land nearby. Whisper seems to view Catanella with apprehension, but the party's presence seems to calm him. After asking the bird in Sylvan whether or not he would be willing to travel with the group. He nods and tells her that he would like to assist them in any way that he can. If they need his services as a scout, as a mount, or just as someone to keep an eye out while they are camping, he is happy to serve.
Oh wow, that's most generous. And we will be happy to have Whisper with us.
I take it we're off to see the wizard.
We're off to see the wizard.
The wonderful wizard of Forge Home. If there is anything that I may do to assist you in the future, I hope that you will not hesitate to ask. I owe you much. Had this tree fallen, so too would have been destroyed hundreds of years of history of this forest, hundreds of years of my memories, and the area of the Neverwinter Wood I protect would be vulnerable to many things, including the Blight. I am in your debt. But if you don't need anything other than Philosophy's notes, I ask just that you leave me to my sorrow.
And this
That we
tree.
shall.
And this
Balata.
tree.
Valata would nod her head solemnly, and she would look to the Dryad and say, "In the future, if for some reason we ever need to use this place as a place of respite, would we be welcome back?"
Yes, you are always welcome beneath these boughs. And should you find yourself ailed by something from the natural world, I know enough of Philosophy's magics and have some of my own that I could assist you, should you be able to make it to me. If you are ever within the Neverwinter Wood and you need my assistance, you may call me, and she will form that instrument from her hands once again, and then cracks the wood where her wrists would be and breaks the instrument free, reforming her hands and handing it to you.
Valata would take the instrument and she would politely bow her head.
You now have Catanella's Ocarina. So, with that done, Catanella moves to the edge of the platforms and gazes out into the forest. And you all are free to leave. When you head back down the stairs, I mean, although Angie could probably just leap off the top of it and be fine.
Whee!
Yeah, why not?
She's just gliding around. The roots actually part for you, so you don't have to squeeze through in order to get out.
Well,
Nice.
that's very nice. Thank you very much. I the tree awkwardly. Well, I figured something's wrong.
So with that done, your party is now free to head back with Whisper to the airship, or head directly to Forge Home. Biggs and Wedge will advise you that Forge Home does have a dock for the airship, as that is where Zacharias's party is from. It is the primary place they go to refuel and rearm.
Well, that makes sense to take the airship there then.
They both seem more than happy to plot a course back to Forge Home, although the Dragon-sworn members of the crew seem slightly less enthused, probably preferring a less savory locale, as they say there are mutterings that there are just too many rules of what you're allowed to do in Forge Home.
That I'll need to find out what those rules are.
When
Any civilized rules, I don't think we mind.
I start to ask the crew about these rules in particular, what I need to know.
well, the captain will tell you as your group is traveling there that the entire area inside of the city walls has an enchantment on it that prevents individuals from entering Forge Home with a desire to destroy or injure citizenry.
Oh, I don't think we have a problem then.
That
Well, we'll find.
that doesn't seem like it would be a bad issue. In fact, Forge Home is known across the north now as a place where anyone can go to seek respite. But it has made extremely large amounts of contention as individuals with bounties on their heads or who are fleeing the law have fled into Forge Home, and individuals attempting to bring them to justice have been prevented from doing so.
I have a question on that though. So the spell on the city walls is to keep people from harming the citizens of the city.
Yes.
Uh, Outsiders would likely be able to be injured by citizens.
Yes.
Ah, that's an important catch.
So citizens can gang up on us and rob us. Just
Now-
because
Hold
we're
on.
foreigners.
No, we can fight back.
Now,
It's just
No,
we're not allowed
can't.
to enter. We're not allowed to enter if we have an intent to harm anyone.
And you're not allowed to harm anyone inside of the city walls. It is a magical compulsion that is able to be overcome by those of strong will. However, when it is broken, there is a town guard that is notified of the fact that it has been broken. So if, say, a paladin comes into town to arrest a person who has previously committed a crime, but is now a citizen of Forge Home, and tries to arrest them and take them from the city, they will be stopped.
Well, that's assuming that they're trying to arrest them in a violent manner, correct?
Well,
Could
yes.
they try to arrest them in a coercive manner?
Yeah, but the person would have to not resist, because once they start to resist, the laws come into play. So there is a lot of question as to whether it is a good thing, a bad thing, and everybody has an opinion. But the opinion of the magisters who are responsible for the upkeep of the spell is that Forge Home is a place of neutrality, trade, and commerce. And anyone who wishes for a second chance in earnest will be accepted into the city. If they should break that second chance by harming someone else inside the city, their protections are revoked. And as normal, the guard are notified.
Okay. So we do have some legal protections there.
Mm-hmm. Also, anyone who enters Forge Home is offered citizenship. And you can become a citizen, and other than that one visit to Forge Home, never live in Forge Home again. But while you are inside the city, you will be considered to be a citizen.
Then
Not
we
a bad
won't.
thing.
A question: would citizens be able to attack citizens?
No, I
No,
don't think
that
so.
breaks the rules.
So if we go in and claim citizenship, what is the requirements of being citizen?
Well, you'll have to find that out when you get there. But the good news is that goes a little bit outside of the purview of this particular campaign.
Question:
Sure.
would undead still be considered citizen?
We're moving on.
Just making sure if I can or cannot turn that undead.
Don't worry about it.
It's
Okay.
Just trivia.
Fine. Fine.
If you want,
just
I
try-
can put you into contact with Ben and Stefan, and they can answer your questions.
All right.
Because they
all right.
drafted the rules for the city they founded.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about that later.
So, traveling to the city, you will find that you are accepted quite easily. And the information that you hand over is brought to Zacharias' attention by the High Clerist that meets you at the landing pad. Obviously, slightly confused at the appearance of our vessel. But finding that it was just you coming to drop off some papers, please.
Mhm. Well, we hand over them papers.
Yep. They assure you that it will make it into Zacharias' study, and assure you on your way back to Waterdeep. Apparently, the wizard that Philosophy was communicating with, as you probably already guessed, was Zacharias. He did say she was a friend.
very
Right,
true.
right. That is very handy.
As you travel back to the city of Waterdeep, Zacharias is waiting for you. And when you head back to the yawning portal upon arriving, he is pleased to see you, but obviously does not look happy per se, as he did also receive the news that, his friend is dead.
I give my condolences.
Yeah.
Hold on a sec. Hold on. Let me try that again. I give my condolences.
God.
God damn.
Of course,
Too
no,
perfect to even be angry about.
we're not laughing, of course, but
Yes. Don't worry, neither is he. So, he says that he understands that the decision had to be made, because obviously you explained to him what happened. And says that he believes that it was the right decision, and that it will probably be able to be woven into a good enough tale to impress. Perhaps not as well as finding the lost cairns of the Thunderbeast tribe, but cleansing Neverwinter Wood of a blight that would have potentially ravaged the already damaged city is still important.
Tobias kind of reaches up and pats Valatha. She's very good at telling stories.
If Latha were not her head.
You'll definitely need that. That is a skill to have. If you want to help me draft up my presentation of your group's exploits, I would be more than happy to have you assist.
Tobias kind of has perks up a little bit, and then he unbuttons his cloak and holds it up. Would you like to borrow the cloak?
I feel that, though it would probably look fantastically dramatic, the Lady Blackstaff would probably see past the magics therein. She is a skilled wizardess, and would probably be more likely to roll her eyes if I tried to impress her with cloak theatrics.
Tobias just shrugs and buttons his cloak back on.
It does, however, serve you very well. So, I suppose this is where we stand. 4 days left before the choosing. I hope that you are all prepared. It will be an interesting event to see. I am fairly confident that you will be chosen, but I will put extra effort in the telling of your story.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, Tobias.
Yes.
I did receive a message for you from a strange courier. Short fellow, like a halfling, but with a big bushy tail underneath his cloak. Long and red like a fox. He brought me this. He hands you a letter.
Does Tobias have any memory of who that was? Like a neighbor or a...
It's possible it may have been one of the Foxkin.
All right.
There was
Tobias,
a family of Foxkin that lived in the town, and one of them was a messenger who ran letters to Feywold.
Not curious that I'd need post out here, but thank you. Thank you very much. Now, let's see.
and kind of paying no attention to the party about him, he will pop the letter open and take it out and read it.
It reads, "Dearest Tobias, I hope that this letter finds you well. There are worrying figures lurking around in town. Black leather-clad humans from the Prime have been prowling around and asking for any travelers who have left the Feywild and traveled where you have gone. No one has told them anything yet, but I worry that it's only a matter of time before someone talks about your disappearance. It is signed, Love, Mama."
Oh boy.
So, as Tobias reads, you see his eyes like start slowly widening by degrees, and by the time he gets to the last word, they're about the size of the rest of his face. You will see him hurriedly and shakily refold the letter and try to put it back into the envelope the wrong way. He will then correct himself, put it in his bag, and kind of begin pacing back and forth in place.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Zacharias is going to interject and say, "Is everything all right, Tobias?"
It what? Well, I think it shall be. But well, it's a letter from home, you see, and I haven't been there in a while. I really should check in on my family.
Oh. Well, there's only 4 days before the festival begins, how far away does your family live?
Oh, just a realm.
A what?
A realm. A place. I'm of the Feywild, you see. That's where I ventured here from.
Your family lives in the Feywild.
Tobias kind of calms down enough to look confused and cocks his head.
Oh, well, yes. Where did you think rabbit folk lived?
I figured across the sea? Or underground?
Well, some of us do. No. We're Feywild natives.
How are you going to get to the Feywild and back? And the nearest portal I even know of any significant size. Well, that's probably too dangerous to go to right now, anyway.
Well, I suppose the danger might possibly be reduced if we had access to a teleport.
Teleporting you there would not necessarily be a problem. I would need some reagents. It's the teleporting you back is the greater issue. As I don't think that I can go with you. But I think I know something that can. Here. Give me some time. Do what you need to around town. I have 800 gold pieces for each of you as a final treasure haul. Though we didn't find what we had hoped for, we did at least find something. So hopefully that will help to pad your purses for anything that you may need. I will take some time to see whether or not I can configure one of the cubic gates to something nearby. If you need anything while you're here in town, I suggest you pick it up now. I will be back.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
He says, just kind of bowing to Zacharias.
Well, what more do we have to worry about in our lives than the safety of our family?
He just nods.
So, as he is heading out, you hear the sound of the tavern keeper's voice calling out for a particular person. Durnan, in all of his mustached glory, yells over the din of the bar, "Hawthorne!"
Oh boy. Here?
Hawthorne.
So Angie will run up to where the barkeep is.
Well, as much as you can
yes.
run up by pushing through the large mass
Yes.
of people around the bar.
Why?
As you push through the group, you will find that Durnan is standing beside a man whose face is kind of familiar. He has dark skin with lines of coal around the creases in his eyes, and has thick, gnarled hands, and is wearing a massive hammer in his belt. And he says, "Angela!" And he grabs a hold of you and pulls you into a hug, lifts you up and spins you around once before setting you back down.
Have we met?
Oh, he hurt a man's old heart.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's alright. You only spent a few days at my forge every couple of summers. Terrell.
Oh, yes, I remember.
The last time I saw you, you were kicking your little feet off the edge of my table, knocking my files over.
Ah, yes. Those were the days.
So, I had seen you around town, walking around in that armor and carrying sword and shield, and so I followed you just a little bit to see how you were doing, and I saw you come in here. So I asked what you were up to, and I found out you have been keeping secrets. Haven't you?
No. I'm just trying to make a bit of a name for myself.
Now, you know you have several relatives that would be very unhappy to know that you were out adventuring.
Oh boy. Do they know?
Luckily for you, I don't care a lot about those relatives at all.
Oh, good.
No, I have actually been working on something for you. You see, you might not remember me, but I remember you, and more importantly, I remember your father. And every year, after he had finished his training season, he would bring that dented old plate mail of his in to get worked on. And I would bang it all back out into shape, shine it back up, clean the crest, and make it ready for him. And it's been sitting in the back of my storage for a few years.
Ever since he went missing.
Ever since he went missing. But that doesn't mean that it has to go to waste. And he claps a hand on your shoulder and says, "You should come by my shop, because I have a present for you."
Oh? And it starts to dawn on her. But she comes along.
You want to go now, or are you still... Is that a rabbit man?
Ah, yes, that's a companion, a friend I've met on my adventures.
Tobias indignantly steps forward with fists on hips and replies, "I am a rabbit folk, good sir."
Ah, not a man then. Understood. Sorry.
And well, Angie will introduce the rest of her friends who are around.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you all. So, yes, when you have the free time to come on by, I think that, well, I think I've done a fair job of putting together something akin to the style you use. Not easy to gather that kind of information, but if you trained with your father enough, you probably fight the same way he does too.
Oh my gosh. She gets visibly excited and trying to contain it. It's a mix of different emotions. Because, well, thinking of her dad and, well, the excitement of the news all mixed together. So I guess Angie will just follow along now.
All right. Is everyone else going to follow as well, or are you going to wait for Angie to return at the tavern?
If you'd like to come along, I guess you're perfectly welcome. Are they?
Of course. Any friends of yours, trust me, I know enough about your father's adventures and the other people who have come through my store. If you're out there and you're surviving, it's not just you, it's your companions as well.
And she'll turn to everybody, clap her hands together. And I'll be very happy if you could come along with me.
Valata, not seeing anything else to do, would smile and walk towards her. Okay.
I lift my hood up and decide I'll just trail behind, keeping a close eye out for you. But I'll be right behind you. Don't you worry.
All right.
Tobias gives what is possibly the most stressed out grin in history to Angela and nods a little too quickly.
Yes, just a word for the rabbit folk. Uh, don't get too near to the forge. It is very hot and it will singe you very well. You don't want your furry friend coming back with his fur aflame.
Or with an eyebrow missing.
Lotta would smile and just be like, "Oh, it's okay. He has a lot of experience with fire. He'll be okay."
Huh. Well,
Tobias
Angela,
just
your
nod.
companions sound positively terrifying. Let's go!
Yes, let's.
Rabbit folk hurling fire, two elves stalking through the streets. What is Waterdeep coming to?
A
And-
glorious end or a wonderful beginning, I'd say.
It's always been quite cosmopolitan.
He
I
pauses.
didn't realize they stood out that much.
He pauses for a second and looks back at Tobias and then just kind of nods and smiles and goes, "You know, you have a very fine point there. It's especially with
Vlot-
this challenging tournament coming up. This will be exciting."
Valata just kind of follows along, thinking to herself, terrifying. That's something I've never been called before, she says as she strums a few tunes on her lyre.
So he will bring you all back to the shop and will let you in. And standing in the center of his little shop floor, with an area cleared out around it, is a set of full plate mail armor that has been done up very much in Angie's style.
She is just staring at it, speechless, mouth wide open. Is that for me?
It is indeed. I don't know of any other adventurer I've ever met who wanted a plate mail skirt, but there you are.
Wait, what?
The like that's like the picture that you drew, and he goes around behind his forge and he brings back a piece of old wrinkled vellum that's singed at the edges and that has coal scribbles on it. He's like, holds it out to you. That I tried to make it as much like what you drew as I could.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
She recognizes her childish drawing. She turns bright red. Oh my gosh. She just face palms.
What was that you were
Yes.
saying, Nala?
Yes, it's very nice.
I said, oh, geez, how old were you when you drew this? 5?
I don't quite remember.
She was about knee-high to a dwarf, I think.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. This is precious.
So yeah, now you can post the picture, and you have a set of plate mail armor.
That is awesome. So Angie will pick up the parts of the set and, well, part embarrassed, part very eager. She'll sneak to the back of the shop, I guess where there would be a private room.
Yep.
And she'll take a few minutes to change.
While you are in that private room changing, the blacksmith will head over and pull a large cask out from behind his forge and set it on top of the counter and start passing out mugs. This is the kind of moment that deserves some salute. I don't know how close you all are to Angela, but She did not take the disappearance of her father very well, and I hope that this will help her as much to reach her aspirations of being a renowned adventurer as it will to set to rest some of those painful memories of the past. And I thank you all for the job that you have done in keeping her alive to this point.
Velata just kind of smiled. Oh, well, we've done a lot for her, and she's done a lot for us, she said, nudging Tobias.
Oh, she's been most useful. Did you know that she responds very well to being shoved by a thunder wave?
I don't know what that is, and I am probably glad because it sounds terrifying.
I heard that.
Oh, it's really not terrifying at all. It simply helped us get out of a rather tight situation, if you will.
Ah. Well, she is definitely the kind to either stand and consider things for a few hours before taking a step forward, or to launch herself fully into something without thinking about it. So try and temper both of those as best you can.
I heard that too.
Well, I'll agree with you on that. And then I
So
take a long sip of my drink.
So after a bit of wrestling in the back, the curtain in the back of the shop will lightly part, and Angie will like peek her hair out. Okay, I guess I'm ready.
Well,
And then she'll step out shyly. That doesn't make me look fat, does it?
no, most definitely not. Here, and he walks over and hands you a flagon of your own.
Oh, thank you.
Your father and I used to drink this every time that he came back. Abernathy Dark.
Sip.
It's a little bitter, but after a few of them, you don't
Indeed.
notice.
I try not to indulge too much.
That's
Sip.
a good thing. And he will promptly drain half of his flagon. So, the thing is, Angela, the symbol embedded in that armor, and the one that I made for your kite shield. It's more than just a heraldry that's been passed down. Your father often spoke of how he could speak to his ancestors and how they encouraged him to move forward. Lots of people thought he was daft, but considering some of the things that I have heard tales of him doing, I don't think that he was any more daft than your average wizard. Apologies, rabbit folk, man.
Just call him Tobias, I guess. That's okay, Tobias, right?
My name is Tobias, and it's all right. We make quite a good practice of being daft.
He believed very much in being a line of noble warriors, and I have full faith that you will follow the same path, as they will protect you, as you serve the same, sometimes lofty ideals that common folk like I could never hope to live up to.
I shall strive to do my best.
I know you will, girl. I know you will.
And she's still quite emotional about it. Sip.
Well,
Shaking hands.
you can stay for as long as you like, and if any of you need assistance with your arms and equipment, I could definitely see to it that you get a significant discount. Probably not 5 fingers, but more like 3.
Well, I do know some mending, so I think we won't need to visit too often. Save you a bit of trouble.
Well, if you need any upgrades for the arms and armor that you carry about, just let me know. I'll be here to help.
What do you have for maces?
Oh, I've got a few different kinds. I've got flanged, I've got ball, I've got flail, I've got morning stars with little spikes on them. I have a fancy morning star with the spikes are like little lightning bolts coming off of it, but it breaks if you hit stuff too hard. Although I guess that could be useful too. They'll definitely know who hit them. And he will show you an assortment of maces. Other than that, he takes a next probably half hour to an hour just reminiscing about old stories. The last time he sat down with your mother and your uncle. The last time your father came back with the one of the crown princes of the north who had his shield split in half by a wooden arrow of all things. And they had to mend it back together so that
By
his father
wooden
wouldn't be
arrow?
angry.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they were tangling with a tribe of Uthgard in the northeast by Frozen Skull Pass. Frost Skull Pass? I don't know. I don't know my maps very well. But one of these tribes folk had wooden arrows, and whatever they shot, it transformed it into wood. At least the part around where the arrow stuck, and when they struck the prince's shield, it transformed the crease in the center into wood and cracked it right in two. Stuck the boy in the arm. He didn't care about the arm. That could be dealt with a healer. Oh, but his father's shield, he was not supposed to take that.
Oh, I see. That is the predicament.
That was a mend job. All right, it took 2 acolytes from the All Church and me working all night in order to make it look like it was close to what it was. The kid couldn't even remember what was in the upper right hand of his coat of arms. We ended up just drawing a pig and trying to make it look like a wolf.
That's the actual sound Angie would make.
Father didn't say a thing, and I got 100 gold for my time, so this is an expensive shield.
Well, sounds like a good deal then.
After spending a little bit of time drinking, there is a knock at the door, and when the blacksmith opens it, Zacharias is standing in the doorway.
I had a feeling that was going to be him.
It is about that point where Thalatha will notice that her shoes were glowing slightly green.
Uh-oh.
Latha looks down at her
Walking.
boots. She
Ah.
kind of just blinks. Huh?
Found you. Good. Sorry. And he will dismiss the spell, and a small series of sparkles goes off of your shoes.
Latha is suddenly enticed to dance, though not happily.
So I have done what I can to try and locate the place that letter was sent from, and I've managed to reconfigure the cubic gates in my tower. I should be able to assist you in reaching somewhere outside of your family's farmstead. The scrying across the near Feywild through the ethereal is not an exact science. So you may end up a few feet above or below your family farm. I hope you have a cellar.
Oh, yes, quite an extensive one.
Ah, good. I was hoping so, as you are a rabbit folk, of course. When you are prepared, we can head to my tower, and you can visit your homestead.
Well, I suppose
Yeah?
I'm as prepared as I need to be.
He looks to the rest of the party.
You don't have to accompany me on this. I understand you might be very busy, but you are certainly welcome.
Well, you accompanied me here. I should return the favor if you'd like company.
Hi, and you get to meet the would it still be folk?
Oh, yes, very
Yes.
much so.
Yes. You get to meet the rest of the rabbit folk.
Yeah, the rabbits folks.
Yes.
The rabbit folk, rabbits folks. Reba.
That's confusing. I don't know how
There it is.
to keep it all straight.
Rabbit folks.
Well, I suppose it's better than being caught in the rabbit folk's spokes.
That would be more of the Warrens' rabbit folk. The civilized ones of us don't do any such thing.
Ooh. Very well. I suppose that it is time enough for us to go then. And Zacharias will move his hands about with a series of arcane gestures that hopefully in a short amount of time your rabbit folk will be able to mimic himself. And with a snap of air, everyone in the room is teleported into a expansive-looking study, including the blacksmith, who is standing there staring at the library. I'm going to? Zacharias goes, "Oh no! I apologize. I had not. No, you do not have to go. Please step through the cubic gate. I'll take the blacksmith back. Yeah. Apologies." Before you
just kind of chuckled to herself.
is a large cube that seems solid from every side except for one. And the cube is set inside of a octagonal circle of glass. So, all that you have to do is step over the glass inside of the cube, and then when you're all in there, reach forward and pull the slat of force up from the bottom of the cube, and when you close it, you will all be transported to near the farm.
I take it we now leap into the Fae.
Tobias will look at the party one final time. Well, I could use a refresher of my spells. Does anybody else feel the need to take a rest after everything?
Did we get enough rest on our way back on the airship?
I don't know, DM, did we?
You're all fully rested?
Alrighty. In that case, Tobias will inform the party that, well, I suppose the best thing to do is to simply get going.
Valatha would nod her head, looking more than ready to accompany.
All right then, in we go.
I put off my hood and walk out as well.
Alright. You all step inside, and then reach down, and sure enough, as you touch the bottom of the cube, there is just the tiniest lip, and all it takes is just a little bit of pressure, and it slides upwards. When you close it fully, with a flash, you all vanish. And that is where we will end this session for the night. with the
Alrighty.
group of you hurtling across the ethereal plane, launching towards the Feywild.
Oh lord.
Oh boy.
Faye.
All right.
Not the Faye, the Faye.
So, when next we meet, with the completion of the Dryad Saga, we will consider your group to have achieved level 5.
Yay! There was much rejoicing.
You are now fully prepared to go and delve into the dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Oh god, not celebrating about that.
The world needs saving. Or at least Waterdeep does.
All we know for now, it's just this big tournament thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you know what's at stake with the tournament.
Well, true,
This
true.
festival is all about groups of adventurers going down and fighting back the large overflow of monsters that will, if unchecked, spill into the streets and cost countless lives.
That is true. That is true.
So, I hope that everyone had a fantastic time tonight. I definitely did myself.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think we did lots of it.
It was great. As awful as the Dryad fight started, it turned hilarious. I love that part.
Yeah, the
I
charm
had it-
person is entertaining.
Yeah, it was a good play on that. And
Yeah.
I had a feeling that, trying to cure it, even trying to use the lesser restoration, which would facilitate it. Yeah, I think. Lesser restoration, indeed.
Yeah.
And I think that was the right attempt to do
So,
as action.
what you actually did with the lesser restoration was she was not able to cast any more spells.
Interesting.
Ah, okay.
And yeah, the spells were her powerful attacks.
Yes, Wall of Thorns is devastating.
Yeah, that was like 33 HP
Yeah,
right over the bat.
I went down to 1 digit, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you went down
Yeah,
to 1 digit, and so did Tobias.
Yeah, I stayed at a single digit for quite a while, actually.
Oh gosh.
And then the growth in the other room with Vilatha and Tobias, like, gasping and choking.
Yeah,
That was,
you're choking.
That was awful.
That was scary.
But
But
Tobias's logic was that if he got it out of Velatha's throat, she knew how to heal.
Yep.
He does not.
This is true.
That is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
So,
I'm glad that Treehouse of Horrors actually turned out relatively wholesome in the end, because we did save somebody.
destroying
As gruesome
her
as it
and-
was.
Destroying her and finding the cache of goods instead was an option, and it wouldn't have been a failure either way. It was all about what is more important to the party. And I am actually very happy that you all decided that it was more of a concern to cure the Dryad rather than to just kill her.
Yeah, because Angie's mindset there is, well, she does really want to make a name for herself. She has her reasons for that, obviously, and she is concerned about possibly, losing the spot in the festival. But her mindset is, doing the right thing there is more important, and if she does that, she believes, another opportunity will present itself.
My logic with Tobias is that if he is a Feywild native, I am certain he has seen what happens to corrupted wood.
Oh yes.
And so his fear of this spreading and them having to come deal with it again outbid his need to follow instructions.
And that is definitely a more than fair assessment.
Vilatha just wanted to do whatever she could to help Whisper.
Yeah, and now your group has a giant owl. Obviously, it won't be particularly helpful inside of the dungeon,
Mhm.
but Whisper is a animal companion and loyal mount.
Wow.
How much
Um,
can you mount on the owl?
Quite a bit.
Just curious, how do they call on him when they, or him, or is it a her or him?
It's him.
How do they call on him when they need to?
You can use the same whistle that Catanella gave you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, the ocarina.
Yep.
All right. I was thinking that.
Yep, you can do that. You can also just make a perform check to make the same whistle sound.
That's handy.
All right. So unless anybody has any questions, I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and we will close down the session.
The childhood drawing was wholesome as hell. I love that.
Mm,
That
yeah.
was just cute. So freaking cute.
I thought it was great. It was like, because it's obviously not, normal full plate armor, because it's got like the skirt and everything on it. And I was like, well, how? He's a blacksmith. He makes combat armor for soldiers.
Well,
why would he-
I
and I was
mean,
like,
for
perfect reason.
for D&D and fantasy in general, this is perfectly decent.
Yes.
I mean, look at freaking Arabeth. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Arabeth. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Or don't.
Yeah,
Or don't.
or don't. You don't need to. But decent example.
Mhm.
Solid argument. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. We would go on.
All right. Well, everybody have a good evening, and
All
I
right.
will let everyone know, and we can schedule our next wonderful delve into the dungeon.
All
All right.
I cannot wait.
Yep, we get to see a little bit of the Feywild, get to meet the folks.
Yeah.
Probably gonna need some names for some of the folks.
Oh, I'll cobble that together.
Yep, I won't make you name all 67 children, but at least
I'm
a
actually
few.
gonna just roll how many siblings he has.
Yeah, just so long as you don't name your father Harry.
No, his name is obviously going to be Foo-Foo.
No, that's the literal baby of the family.
He was a great and noble warrior. He was a veteran of the Mouse Wars, where he would dash through the fields of battle, grabbing up the field mice infantry and bopping them on the head.
I dig it.
I imagine the Great Mouse Wars were more of a war of attrition rather than one where people are actually killing each other.
It was probably more along the lines of a war of who can get to the seeds first. Nom 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 nom.
Yeah.
Farmers.
All right. Well, everybody have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you all later.
Good night.
All right, thanks, dude.
Good night.